Hi class, today I want to bring awareness to child abduction and what we as a community can do and look forward to help prevent child abduction. As we live our day-to-day lives, how many of us actually take time to think about something or someone other than us? Have any of you ever wondered about the amount of children that get taken away from family on a daily basis? And how we can help prevent a child from being taken and being able to return home and live a life as a child should, which is being around their family and their loved ones. In my last speech, I talked about how most child abductions are parental, but that's not the only way that they are being abducted. Today, I want to mention other ways that children get abducted. So according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, out of 29,000 cases, less than 1% are taken by non-family members, 4% is taken by family, and 91% are endangered runaways. There are many forms that a child can be abducted, but there are things that we as a community can look forward to and things that we can do to help prevent child abductions. With having many cases of child abductions, we should be looking out for kids that look lost or that sometimes just need help. As a kid, they might not be knowing what's going on, so we should be able to step in and help them and keep them safe and keep an eye out for those kids. The National Center of Missing and Exploited Children also mentioned that there are nearly 26,300 runaways reported in 2019. 1 in 6 of every of those children were most likely victims of sex trafficking. Even if a child doesn't look lost, doesn't mean that they might not need help. Because even if it's that 1 in 6 child, that one child is going to be taken away from their home. So you're probably wondering, what can you do or what can we look out for to decrease the amount of child abduction cases? Well, allow me to inform you guys that there are a few tips and a few strategies that we can do to help prevent child abductions. According to Stephen Downshow, MD, there are a few tips that we can do. Some, for example, are never accept candy or gifts from a stranger, never go anywhere with a stranger, always ask permission from a parent to leave the yard, home, or play area, and to point out homes around the neighborhood or from familiar places where you are from a recognized family or friend, so a child might know where to go just in case they are lost in that area. These tips, and with the information that they learn, we can teach children to be more aware of strangers and how to avoid being abducted. Even if you see a child walking down the street, you're not going to just walk away and leave them alone and just not think much about it. You might want to keep an eye out or watch out for the younger community. If we help teach our kids to know where people are or how to ask for help, we can also lower the chance of that child being abducted. If we teach our kids to know where people close by that they know live, or have a phone number that they are able to call, there's still good people out in this world, and there are much more things that we can do to help prevent child abduction. Overall, a child can be taken from a parent, a stranger, or a family friend. No child should ever have to be taken by their own family, or anyone in general. Being able to save a child should be enough for you to help and teach the future children of this generation and in the world the steps that we can do to help prevent child abductions. Keeping our eyes out and being aware of seeing a child that might need help, that looks lost or just looks like off. I know there's many of us that get that gut feeling that something's not right. Even if it's that gut feeling, it's never gonna hurt you to ask that child or ask anybody if they are okay or if they need any help. So you might be thinking, how can I teach a number or strangers to help them? Unfortunately, it might not work 100%, but there's much more out there that could help prevent child abductions. Like what you might be thinking? How many of you guys have ever heard of Amber Alert? The Department of Justice mentions that Amber Alert started in 1996 and as a legacy to a 9-year-old girl who was kidnapped and unfortunately she was murdered. When Amber Alert started, it was a way to help people find cars that were suspicious and related into a child abduction. But in reality, many of us have it on silent or do not disturb. Trust me, I know, because I had it on do not disturb, especially and especially now with everything that I've learned, I took that off. I have Amber Alerts being able to get to be received. And even with that simple message, that could be a message that could possibly save a child's life and have them return to their family. With having Amber Alert, it helps us be aware of vehicles that a child could possibly be in. And in the same website, it mentioned that before Amber Alert is placed in all 50 states, including District of Columbia. And one thing that really stood out to me, and I quote, is no matter where a child a child is abducted, communities and law enforcement work together to recover missing children quickly and safely. Yes, as a community, we're working together, but what about the few of us that have Amber Alert off? The Department of Justice also mentions that ever since May of 2020, they have been able to save 988 children from being abducted, which is amazing to think that a simple message could help that one child return to home and return to their family and their loved ones. Now imagine if everyone had their Amber Alert unmuted. That 988 kids could rise up and be more that are able to return home safely. Also, Also, in my last speech, I did talk about parental abduction, and with that, I just want to share some signs that I learned that we can look forward to if a parent is separated. And there's some prevention tips that I learned from the U.S. Department of State of Bureau of Consular Affairs, where to look if a parent were selling their home or quitting a job all of a sudden. So being aware and trying to end on good terms with the other parent could also have a big effect on how the outcome can be. Sharing custody 50-50, agreeing on a way that both of you will be able to be involved in the children's lives, because majority of the time there are some times where parents don't feel that involved and just decide that taking the child and keeping them on their own is a lot better. So knowing what to look forward to and looking out for an Amber Alert can save a life of a child in having them return from home, or even teaching a child some information in places that they're able to go, or even having a simple phone number that they're able to know and able to call within any time to ask for help. Can be a huge change in their lives. So with that, to close up my speech, I want to ask all you guys to not do it for myself, but do it for the kids, to unmute that Amber Alert, to keep an eye out, and whenever you see a child, make sure you ask if they're okay or if they need help, especially if you see that they need help, or if you have that gut feeling. I always say, trust my gut feeling, because most of the time that gut feeling is right. I hope that you guys enjoyed my speech, and I hope that you guys have a very safe and fun summer. It was nice getting to know all of you guys.